This is lines 482 through 491 of Ovid's account of the story of Daphne and Apollo in his Metamorphoses. Um, Daphne is running wild and free, and her father, the river nymph or the river deity Peneus, Ovid tells us, often asks her for grandchildren, and so that's what's happening there in 482. We will actually pick up in 483 here with she. She, now, just like a crime, we don't know exactly what we're comparing to that crime yet, but we get exosa, she, hating. So we might be used to the noun odium, hatred, and here ex odium, which is like an intense hatred. So she, having hated taidos eugales, so the torches of marriage, the marriage torches. So marriage, having hated marriage just like a crime, as if it were a crime. She is filled or covered by a modest blush with respect to her beautiful face. So we have an accusative of respect here with a verb that is passive. Really what we should probably say here is that she suffuses or she covers or she fills her beautiful face. Or maybe even in this context it might sound better to say her beautiful face is filled with the modest blush. But Latin, we're reminded by this that the Romans knew about the Greek middle voice, which the Latin doesn't have. And so Latin here is using the passive voice when it doesn't really want a completely passive verb. And so we have a passive verb with what is essentially a direct object, and that can't happen. So we have to fiddle with it in English a little bit. So here the best way is to pretend that ora pulchra is actually the subject of suffunditur. So her beautiful face is filled with a modest blush. And in kerwike, and this intertwinement is very much on purpose. So hanging on the neck of her father with flattering arms. So of course her arms can't be flattering, but we have the transferred epithet because she is trying to flatter her father and cajole her father. And she said, dearest dad, dearest father, give me. And then we get this ablative here. We're not really sure what to do with it. So let's go down, and we got virginitate. So that we know that this means everlasting virginity, but it's still in the ablative, and this is why, because fruor takes the ablative. So we're saying, give to me to enjoy, and this is the infinitive of this passive verb, fruor, frui, fructus. So give to me to enjoy everlasting maidenhood. And again, so fruor, like those puff V verbs, they naturally take in an ablative object. And give here might sound better as allow me to enjoy. Nonetheless, her father, and we're anticipating Diana here, her father gave this to Diana previously or before. So she's trying to create a precedent here, or show a precedent. So he, and we know it's he because it's masculine here, indeed, follows her. But that beauty which you desire forbids that you be. Okay, so let's go through that again. But that beauty of yours forbids you to be what you desire. So if we take esse as the verb, this is the subject of esse, and this is the direct object of it. And your form fights against your vow. And I should say, obsequitor, I think I translated this as follow, but obey or comply is the better um, the better translation there. So Phoebus loves her, and he desires a marriage of Daphne having been seen. So he wants the marriage of Daphne once he has seen her, basically. And what he wants, what he desires, he hopes. And his own oracles deceive him. Volunt illum.